just sort of depends on which Bible you read. See, the Bible is funny. A lot of it has been interpreted and reinterpreted hundreds of times in just about every language. Different societal situations at different points in time have yielded wildly diverse understandings of what the original text meant, with some words having more than one meaning and others having no direct, not once, but a whopping 9 separate times. They're generally used as a point of reference or a metaphor, but all that changes in the book of Isaiah. In chapter 34, God is on a hot streak, cutting down sinners with a sword filled with blood and ram kidneys. It's foretold that while this happens, unicorns and bulls will overrun the land and lay the place to waste. Everybody knows a cherub when they see one. They're the pudgy, lovable cupids sprinkled around staff rooms in confetti form around mid-February every year, shooting love arrows into the hearts of even the most stalwart bachelors. Unless, that is, you read the source material, in which case they skew a little more toward terrifying chimera than pinchable angel toddlers. As described in Ezekiel, the cherubim are an angelic order with a lot going on physically. They have 4 faces for starters, including an eagle, a lion, an ox,
Look at
and a
everything
human.
I've showed
Each
you.
one of them had 4
all of
wings,
my,
too, as well as
art
straight
and
legs
video.
capped at the end with shiny bronze bull hooves. They're traditionally given a series of heavenly duties, maybe most famously guarding the gates of Eden. In some traditional teachings, they're considered the 9th highest order of angels and associated with the task of helping people move beyond their sins in order to be closer to God. And for fans of raiding lost things, they're also what's described as being sculpted onto the lid of the Ark of the Covenant in Exodus. As with lots of biblical creatures, the cherubim have shifted visually over time. As popular art changed, they became thematically intermingled with the Greek-Roman god of love, Cupid, or Eros, and are now visually synonymous with the lovable winged babies we're all familiar with. In Genesis, shortly after Adam and Eve were 86 from the Garden of Eden, people started getting on with the business of making more people. While a lot of that went down without what you'd expect, there were some glaring irregularities as well. It was a hectic point in the biblical timeline, and a lot of strangeness gets ever so slightly swept under the rug, at least in terms of the things they teach in Sunday school. Exhibit A, the Nephilim. In Genesis chapter 6, it's relayed that the sons of God, usually interpreted as fallen angels, noticed that the human ladies were looking pretty alright. The angels got hitched to human brides, and the resulting progeny were the Nephilim, a race of violent giants. How giant is giant? In numbers, they're described as being roughly to people what people are to grasshoppers. So, big. The Book of Enoch, an apocryphal religious text that didn't make the final cut of the Bible, said they were nearly a mile high. They're also considered to have been symbolic of the corruption God felt he needed to wipe out with the Great Flood. Wait a minute. Talking animals?
It's all true.
Yes! There are 2 prominent talking animals in the canonical Bible. The first is a gimme. In Genesis, Eve is tempted by a snake with more interest in her nutritional intake than you tend to see in a standard reptile. The second one is a little more obscure, but just as strange. In Numbers, we meet Balaam, a troubled prophet. Long story short, Balaam is on a road trip, but God doesn't feel great about it, so he sends an angel to mess with the donkey Balaam is riding. The angel, invisible to Balaam, freaks the donkey out, making it veer off course and smack Balaam against a wall. Balaam gets angry at the donkey and smacks it around. That happens a few times, and then God gives the donkey the power of speech.
Are you talking to me?
After he and Donkey chat for a while, the angel shows himself to Balaam and says that if the donkey hadn't been dodging him, the angel would have killed Balaam by now. Balaam repents and goes about his business and apparently never checks back in on the whole I own a talking barnyard animal development. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more grunge videos about your...
Yes, I concur. I love grunge. Check them out. This was an excerpt from them. Thank you. Bye.